Hey there, Dr. Holly here from ChiroNumbers.com. Money Mondays. Now, what's in a name? Why did I name this series that? And what does Money Monday mean to me? And what does it mean for you? Number one, I am recording these live every single Monday based on conversations that I've had with coaching clients over the past week or questions that have been submitted to me directly. You can always reply via email to this series or just, random Facebook posts that happen in some of our community groups and things like that. Inevitably, financial conversations come up a lot. So Money Mondays to me is more than this series. Money Mondays are the thing that I have come to find to be the best method of organization for me and myself to have a regularly scheduled money and financial date for my business. For my personal life, and then also for the clients that I work with. Typically, we find some sort of a weekly cadence where you are sitting down to have designated time to deal with the finances and administration of running a small business. Okay, so for me, this happens to fall on Monday mornings. I like the energy of coming into the office Monday mornings and figuring out my financial life. Not to say that the weekend is chaotic or I need to, for some reason, get my life back in order after the weekend, but I do like to take the weekends off. And my family and I do travel a lot as well. So having a designated time set up on my calendar that I know I'm going to sit down and address all of the various administrative things that come with running a business, I get to turn that part of my brain off all the other days of the week, okay, or all the other hours that I'm doing wearing all the other hats in my businesses, right? So, what happens if you don't have a regularly established rhythm is you're either thinking about it all the time or things are falling through the cracks because you're not thinking about it frequently enough, okay? So, having this designated time. For me, it's on Monday. Like I said, I like that energy of knowing exactly what's coming up in the week. I can very easily predict, the things that have to happen in that week when it comes to the finances because, I either have things set up on auto pay or they're very regular and predictable, etc. So I handle all of my financial transactions on the business side and on my personal side on Monday mornings. Okay. I know some providers that really like to do this on Friday afternoons. Okay. I know for myself, that's not my best energetic state. I am focused on wrapping up clinic and really getting out of here to enjoy the weekend or whatever that afternoon entails, whether it's attending an event or something like that. So, but some providers really like to, just sort of seal up their week, doing their distributions and looking at their finances and knowing that they're sort of putting a ribbon on it at the end of the week. That's completely fine. If that energy works for you, then that's what's going to work for you. But again, I want you to find that regular interval where you get to set aside and compartmentalize the things you need to do in this aspect of essentially being the CEO of your business. Okay. I have other clients and even different business owner types in different industries or different professions that maybe want to align this more with their payroll cadence. So say you have a team or staff and you pay them every 2 weeks. Well, you already know that's a pretty big administrative task for the most part, running payroll. If you're the one doing that in your office, even if you're not the one doing the bulk of the administrative work, maybe you have an outside bookkeeping or accounting firm that runs a lot of the payroll, but there has to be some sort of check and balance where you put eyes on it and you are aware of it before it hits your bank account, right? So say the payrolls run on Wednesdays and the money's drafted on Thursdays and everybody's getting paid on Friday or whatever scenario that's going to be, you're going to want to be proactive about that and set your money date to be just ahead of that. So maybe that's every other Tuesday, okay? Rarely do I have clients that pay their staff or their providers on dates like the 1st and the 15th. And again, that just means you need to move up your money date a few days in advance so that you are very well informed with everything that's coming out in your business. You may also think about, major things that you need to consider, like paying rent is usually one of the top expenses that typically happens on the 1st of the month. So you will want to make sure whatever cadence that you are going to set aside this day and time to physically and emotionally be ready to deal with your finances, that you're just giving yourself enough time and preparation to make sure that everything is where it needs to be. Okay. So that may sound like common sense to some of you. It may sound like earth shattering and mind blowing. Okay. we're all over the spectrum. Everybody has, like I explained in my first video, everybody has their own money story and their own familiarity and their own comfort level with discussing these types of things and creating effective workflows around them. If you tend to be more on the I'd rather be a little forgetful or not have to sit down and be intentional about paying other people all of my money, then I think this can be a really great habit for you to get into, just to make sure you're kind of not always putting yourself perpetually in chaos for really, there should really be no reason for it. One of the very easy processes that I do when I first start out with a client is an expense audit. I think I'm going to hit pause on what I'm talking about right now because talking about an expense audit can go on for quite a while. But maybe I'll just tease that. Maybe it'll be our topic for next week. And the fact that, yes, this has to be done with new clients. And if you're not a client of mine, you've never done one, then I would recommend you do one. But then it also has to be done on a regular basis as well. And for that, I'm looking at quarterly, possibly annually, depending on how lean your business is and how much of a margin you keep on changes within operating expenses and that sort of thing. So questions can always be sent my way. Just hit reply and email, and I am happy to entertain a new topic for Monday Mondays.